Now at 5, Missouri Southern reduces staffing as enrollment declines. Plus, voters decide local issues in Missouri and Oklahoma.
U.S. officials say Russian troops committed war crimes in Ukraine. I'm Skyler Henry in Washington as leaders prepare to roll out additional economic sanctions onto Russia.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Missouri Southern will not be renewing the positions of 31 staff and non-tenured faculty members, citing a decrease in enrollment. This is KOAM News at 5. The school says it was necessary to make adjustments to address the issue. MSSU's President Dean Van Galen says they've reduced their administration and have not filled some of their open positions. He says they're still focusing on giving students a good experience.
We've not filled some of the open positions, tried very hard to focus on our students and the student experience. But as part of that, we have found it necessary to do some layoffs and non-renewals for next year, and that's, of course, very difficult.
The Missouri Southern president says the entire university is feeling the impact of these layoffs. Tonight at 6, we're going to hear more from those impacted. It's election day in Missouri and Oklahoma. One of the issues before Joplin voters is that $30 million bond issue for Memorial Hall. KOAM's Chris Warner joins us live from Memorial Hall with more.
Well, Dow, the city of Joplin is asking voters to approve general obligation bonds in the amount of $30 million to, as it says, reconstruct, renovate, expand, and improve Memorial Hall and related parking. Now, Memorial Hall has been in disrepair for a few years now, and a number of citizens have spoken up about saving the building. The Parks and Recreation Department, which controls Memorial Hall, put together an advisory group which ultimately approved plans to preserve Memorial Hall and construct an addition to the building, as well as a new Veterans Memorial. Now, of course, polls remain open until 7 tonight, and at 6, we're going to hear from one of the members of the Save the Hall Facebook group that was put together on the importance of saving this historic structure. Live from downtown Joplin at Memorial Hall, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
Chris, thanks. Some poll workers in Joplin report a fairly good turnout for an April election. They've projected about 25% of eligible voters would go to the polls.
This election, because of so many issues that are on the ballot, including Memorial Hall, for example, the school board, city council, this has been a very good turnout so far.
Again, the polls close at 7. Some voters are also going to the polls in Oklahoma. The ballot there includes a sales tax proposal in Commerce and a school bond proposal in Quapaw. Of course, we're going to have election results tonight on KOAM News at 9 and 10 and on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Pretty nice weather overall. Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it actually turned out to be a great day for us today. Temperatures warm all the way up into the mid 70s, kind of windy out there, but we actually have a cold front that's going to head toward us as we go through the evening hours, and along the front, we're going to start to get some showers and thunderstorms already. You can see a few popping up in our northern counties, and these will continue to expand as we go through the evening hours. You can see these extend up toward Kansas City, northern parts of Missouri. Some of these storms that get going could be strong, maybe even low-grade severe, but I'm not expecting much in the way of severe weather as these little isolated thunderstorms get going. But you can see them kind of working through. Once the cold front gets through, after about 7 or 8 p.m., then we're just going to switch over to showers and thunderstorms for us tonight. So, of course, we're going to break this down and look down the road here in just a bit.
See you then. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed the UN Security Council for the first time since the Russian invasion of his country. He said the atrocities in Bucha are just the latest examples of Russian crimes against civilians, and he's calling on the international community to do something about it. Skyler Henry reports.
Russia wants to turn Ukraine into silent slaves.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky delivered a powerful address to the UN Security Council, accusing Russia of war crimes in Ukraine.
They killed entire families, adults and children, and they tried to burn the bodies.
Satellite images show bodies lying in the streets of Bucha long before Russian forces left the town.
The world has yet to see what they have done in other occupied cities and regions of our country.
The horrifying death toll there has triggered international outrage.
These crimes betray the trust of every Russian mother who proudly waves goodbye to her son as he heads off to join the military.
The U.S. says it's joining Ukraine in seeking Russia's suspension from the UN's Human Rights Council.
Given the growing mountain of evidence, Russia should not have a position of authority in a body whose very purpose is to promote respect for human rights.
U.S. leaders say they're also coordinating with allies to implement another round of economic sanctions this week in hopes of further isolating Moscow.
We stand in solidarity with the people of Ukraine and all other people affected by the war of Russian aggression. We stand in support of Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
The new sanctions, expected to be announced Wednesday, will reportedly include a ban on all new investment in Russia and sanctions on Russian government officials and their family members. NATO and G7 leaders are set to meet Wednesday and Thursday to discuss the delivery of advanced weapons to Ukraine. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
In testimony before the House Armed Services Committee, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said there's a possibility of increasing U.S. troops in Europe to help Ukraine. Republican Senators Lisa Murkowski and Mitt Romney say they will vote to confirm Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's historic nomination to the Supreme Court, giving President Biden's nominee a new burst of bipartisan support to become the first black woman on the high court. That makes at least 3 Republicans now backing Jackson. Democrats say they want to hold a final full Senate vote on Judge Jackson's nomination by the end of this week before the Easter recess. Up next, a push for more health care coverage.
President Obama returns to the White House to talk about the Affordable Care Act. I'm Natalie Brand. How the Biden administration is now trying to expand coverage under the health care law.
And a report on the marketing of unhealthy foods aimed at kids. Those stories next in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, President Joe Biden and former President Barack Obama today reunited at the White House to mark the 12th anniversary of the Affordable Care Act, sometimes also called Obamacare. The president also laid out a proposed rule change to the landmark legislation that could give financial relief to families struggling to pay for health care. Reporter Natalie Brand has more from the White House.
Vice President Biden, Vice President, that was a joke.
For the first time since leaving the White House, former President Barack Obama returned to talk about his signature health care law 12 years after signing it.
Nothing made me prouder than providing better health care and more protections to millions of people across this country.
President Biden issued an executive order directing federal agencies to do all they can to expand quality and affordable health care. He also announced a proposed change to the Affordable Care Act to expand coverage and fix what's become known as the family glitch. Under the proposed rule, if a workplace plan for a family costs more than 10% of the family's income, the employee's spouse and children would be able to get help through the ACA marketplace.
Working families in America will get the help they need to afford full family coverage.
The rule wouldn't go into effect until January of next year, and the White House hasn't yet said how much it will cost the government to fix the glitch or how to pay for it.
It's estimated that 200,000 presently uninsured Americans are going to gain coverage. Nearly 1 million Americans will see their coverage become more affordable.
Enrollment into 2022 Affordable Care Act medical plans reached record highs due to expanded subsidies during the COVID-19 pandemic. Those additional subsidies are set to expire at the end of this year. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
President Biden and Vice President Harris today called on Congress to make the pandemic-era subsidies permanent. The president has also proposed more efforts to boost health care coverage through his big social spending Build Back Better bill. But that legislation remains stalled in the U.S. Senate. A report from the University of Connecticut finds the marketing of unhealthy food is still targeting kids. That's despite improvements to industry self-regulations. More than 1/3 of food products marketed to kids do not qualify as healthy. The authors are calling for regulators to tighten some loopholes. Newly identified protein biomarkers found in breast milk and blood serum could one day be used for cancer screening in women of any age. A small study in experimental biology looked at proteins in the breast milk of 3 women diagnosed with breast cancer and 3 without. Researchers found those proteins showing differences were previously linked to cancer or tumor development. Telehealth may have a permanent place in treating mental health. Research from Oregon Health and Science University found while in-person mental health visits dropped by almost 22% during the pandemic early on, they quickly rebounded, and nearly half transitioned to telehealth by the end of 2020. And that is a look at today's health news. Still ahead, a possible extension of the freeze on student loan repayments.
Plus, thunderstorms increasing for us during the evening hours. We're going to look at that coming up. It has definitely turned out to be a great Tuesday for us today. Temperatures fantastic as we have soared into the 70s, a little bit on the windy side at times, and we are going to get some scattered showers and thunderstorms, which will start to pop up, already starting to in our northern counties. But most of us right now, we look okay. This is a nice shot of the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo just outside of Seneca, Missouri. You can see how fast the clouds are moving as we do have this storm system which is rolling in. But look at our temps. Upper 70s to near 80 during the afternoon, which is above our average high for this time of the year. Southerly winds kind of helping those temperatures warm up. It is a little breezy. It is going to be a little breezy as we go through the evening hours into the overnight hours for us tonight. Ooh, that's not good. We lost that one. But that was our Joplin tower cam. We drop back through the 70s, 60s, eventually into the 40s. We are going to have a cold front that's going to roll through tonight. So as that rolls through, we are going to see our temperatures a little bit cooler as we go into Wednesday. All right, so we do have some clouds out there, and over the past couple hours, we're getting a few thunderstorms which are starting to pop up in our northern counties. Most of us are dry, but we're going to see these scattered thunderstorms increase as we go through the next few hours. Let's go ahead and zoom in. So here's Pittsburgh, 69 to Fort Scott, just to the west of Fort Scott, and these are a little bit on the strong side, north of Fort Scott toward Pleasanton. We aren't seeing anything severe, but we can't rule out a random severe thunderstorm warning as we go through the evening hours. If we had anything severe, we're looking at some large hail and some gusty winds. So not a big concern, but something we'll keep our eyes on. Most of the moisture is staying to our northern parts of Missouri, and then this big area of low pressure, it's a very slow moving storm system, so it's going to affect us over the next couple days. You can kind of see it spinning up across parts of North Dakota, so it's going to take its time getting through late tonight, tomorrow, and even into Thursday. All right, look at the line of thunderstorms. So here's 8:30 p.m. And again, some of these are going to be strong, maybe low-grade severe, not super concerned. Once the front rolls through, so 9-10 p.m., then we just switch back over to scattered showers, maybe a random thunder shower for us tonight. Most of this is going to be gone by morning. We drop back into the 40s. Wednesday overall looks pretty good. It is going to be a little bit windy. Temperatures not bad, not as warm as what we saw today. 58 by noon, high temp 63. Westerly winds, breezy, at about 10 to 20. Tomorrow night, clouds will start to increase once again. We get on the backside of this storm system, so a lot of clouds working in, especially Thursday afternoon. We may get a random shower. It's going to be a little bit cooler, and then we'll start to moderate things by the time we head into the weekend as our temperatures will start to warm up. So back into the 60s Saturday. We're going to warm up even more, 70s by Sunday, but here comes our next storm system. We are going to get a severe threat in here by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week. Scattered thunderstorms this evening. We dry out. A little bit cooler over the next few days, only 53 on Friday. The weekend in general looks pretty good, but we'll watch that thunderstorm threat increasing again early next week.
Because it's spring.
It is. That's what we get.
You bet. Thanks, Doug. Coming up, the latest developments concerning student loan repayments. First, though, we honor a local Vietnam War veteran. Richard Lindley served in the U.S. Navy from 1972 to 75. His hometown, Carthage. And we are proud to salute Richard Lindley, a four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, General Motors and Honda are joining forces to produce a series of affordable electric vehicles. The automakers hope to start producing the new cars around the world in 2027. The cars will use GM's Ultium battery technology, No word yet on how much those new vehicles will cost. Car rental company Hertz is looking to boost its electric vehicle fleet. Hertz says it'll buy up to 65,000 vehicles from electric vehicle manufacturer Polestar over the next 5 years. Some of the environmentally friendly cars are expected to be available at Hertz locations in the U.S. sometime later this year. Supply chain issues continue to take a toll on automakers. Ford is reporting a double-digit drop in sales during the first quarter of the year, down more than 17%. But the company says drivers are still eager to buy cars with a record 88,000 retail orders in March. The White House is getting ready to extend a pandemic-era freeze on federal student loan payments set to expire on May 1st. When the moratorium ends, millions of people will add another bill to the monthly pile. Reporter Michael George has some tips on what borrowers can do.
22-year-old Brendan Rooks recently started his career in public service with his student debt waiting in the wings.
I currently have just over $10,000 of student debt.
A pandemic-era pause on federal loan payments had been set to expire on May 1st, though the White House is planning to extend the freeze through August. More than 36 million people have not had to pay their loans since March 2020, totaling about $195 billion so far. The Student Debt Crisis Center and Savvy surveyed more than 23,000 borrowers and found 92% of those now fully employed are concerned about making their loan payments.
1/3 of those borrowers told us that in preparation of payments resuming in May, they are skimping out on basic needs like food, rent, and healthcare.
Advocates have been pushing for an extension, and many are calling for loan forgiveness.
I think we can all agree, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, that the student loan system is broken.
Experts say borrowers should use this time to plan ahead and have a strategy when the bills start coming. Update your contact information, sign up for autopay, research repayment plans, and consider income-driven repayment.
While it's this very strong labor market, some people maybe are not making as much money. Maybe there's an income-driven repayment plan that's in your future.
Rooks is planning to attend graduate school in the fall, where he already knows he'll incur more debt. Michael George, CBS News, Long Island City, New York.
Financial experts suggest students limit borrowing to the amount of their anticipated first-year salary. And for parents, your household income is what you can borrow in total for all of your children. With tax day less than 2 weeks away, the IRS is getting the word out about errors to avoid to prevent an audit. Tax experts warn that filing too many credits or deductions compared to your income could be a signal for the IRS that something's off. Filers will also get flagged if their tax forms don't match their reported income. Check your airline before your travel plans change. According to analysis by travel site Next Vacay, American Airlines is the most flexible carrier, followed closely by Southwest and Delta. The study looked at change fees, refund options, and cancellation policies. American and Southwest notched high marks for not charging change fees on domestic flights. A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, Putin's war crimes, the latest on severe weather also that has battered the South for 3 weeks now. Then on KOIM News at 6, reaction from some of the people impacted by a reduction in staffing in Missouri Southern. Plus a big court ruling in the Missouri fatal duck boat case. And post-game reaction to the Jayhawks National Basketball Championship. Doug Heddy, very excited about that. Stay with us. The CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Yeah, your Jayhawks, eh?
Yeah.
Pulled it out last night. Didn't look good for a little while.
No, it looked really bad.
Yeah, they were down by 16 and then 15 at halftime. And
flipped the switch.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
The weather looking pretty nice.
Yeah, we are going to get scattered thunderstorms through the evening hours. Some of these could pack a little bit of a punch, so we'll keep our eyes on that. And then a nice day tomorrow, 63. A little bit cooler on Thursday and Friday, warming back up for the weekend. Severe threat moves in early next week.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.